Hey everyone, welcome to the District 3 podcast. We're doing this mini video slash podcast for our social media and also for YouTube. We're trying something new. Some of these conversations will be serious. Some of these conversations will be just goofy and funny and just a good time. And today we're actually joined by someone that's been on the podcast before. He's been probably about 3 or 4 times maybe on the podcast. We have the Frisco Kid with us.
Thank you for having me again.
I got the name right this time.
Yes.
I was telling you that I keep on saying the Kid Frisco for some
I
reason.
know. I was like, wait, whose kid?
the Frisco Kid. So
that's not my kid.
So the Frisco Kid, Francisco Valencia.
Yes, sir.
Frisco. I don't know if we ever talked about this, but how did you get that name?
Oh man. So growing up in California, when they do attendance, they only give you 6 slots, and when the teacher would call out roll call, it'd always be Francis, and everybody always make fun of me. So I went to the arcade with my friend, and we got the high score, 6 slots, and his name is Junior. So you just put JR, put your name up there, and I was like, nah, bro, I'm not putting Francis, dog. You crazy? It's like, what about Frisco? And then I counted it out. And I was like, oh, it's 6, Frisco, and that stuck. And the kid, I was always the youngest hanging out with my tios, you know, the oldest, you know what I'm saying? I was the youngest one. So every time they refer to me as I'm with the kid, and everyone knew right away it was me. So every time they'll be like, the kid, I'm with the kid, or where you at? I'm going here with the kid. Everyone knew it was me. So the Frisco Kid just, pay homage to my name and my family and uncles and stuff like that raised me. So
Okay. And did you know that was a movie? Apparently that's like a 1979 movie.
I'm still trying to get rights to it.
When I was Googling you, it pulled up as a 1979 movie with Gene Wilder and Harrison Ford.
Movie. Yeah.
Something about a rabbi moves to San Francisco.
Yeah.
Which is kind of weird, right? There's a conspiracy there. There's a Illuminati conspiracy there. A rabbi moves to San Francisco and something about trying to open up a synagogue or something like that. Yeah. And it's just a random. And I was thinking about that when I was Googling you, trying to do my research on things. I was kind of like, how are you gonna get the rights to that? I think you might have to end up just like copywriting the Frisco Kid, Francisco Valencia, unless
I'm gonna go the Frisco Kid live.
Unless you got some good lawyers or something.
I'm gonna talk to Harrison Ford. I'm gonna be like, bro, do you really like that movie?
Like, was it really that good?
Was it really that good, bro?
They won an Oscar for it, probably. It's like, bro,
I won multiple awards.
It's like I'm still getting money from it.
It's like, oh Lord, yeah, because of me.
Yeah, because if you would have gotten the rights to that, then you'd probably get money. You'd probably be getting money from that movie.
I know.
The checks would be coming in.
I know. They're gonna be like, where's this money going?
I mean, Harrison Ford doesn't need the money, man. Like, he's rich already. Like,
you don't know them, bro. They stay rich because they count money.
That's true. I think I saw like I think it was him who. Isn't he like the one that's like 90 years old now? Like, he's really, really old.
Yeah, that was been old. Like that. It's Star Wars, bro.
Yeah, they have. I saw this video that came out like 3 weeks ago, and he was like walking out in public, and he was just like really, really old. And you're like, man, like time really hits all of us, you know? Like, do you ever think about that? Do you ever think about just like aging? Like, just kind of. I think about it a lot. I think I kind of have health anxiety. So, like, I'm always going to the doctor, like, get checked, get my blood work checked and stuff. And I know you had a recent medical scare.
Oh, my God, bro.
I kind of want to talk about that because that's one of my fears.
I was scared, bro. I was scared. I've never been scared, bro, like that before, man. I was telling people, what's the experience like or what's it like? And I was like, man, when you break an arm or you cut yourself, you kind of know what you're dealing with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And when it's inside of you and it just, like, you can't walk, like, you can't move, and I was like freaking out because I'm like, my bladder erupted or something in there popped or something, and it was just freaking me out because I couldn't even I was stuck in a room by myself, like I was nowhere within like, hey, someone help me or whatever.
Yeah,
and I'm a warrior, so I mustered up the courage.
After you cried for like 2 hours.
After I cried,
makes sense. Hey, look, crying is not something to be ashamed of. If I try to cry sometimes, sometimes like I'll be watching movies and I know this is a movie that's gonna be like really sentimental and I should cry and I try, I'm like, but nothing comes out, man. And then I watch like a sports documentary, like I'll watch some like freaking Michael Jordan sports documentary and I see how tough he is and I start crying, bro. It's the most random things.
I can never get random stuff. Like, why are you crying?
It's like a sports, like I'll watch like a pro wrestling like I watched this pro wrestling documentary about 2 years ago. It was about 2 women, Bailey and Sasha Banks, who revolutionized women's wrestling and like had this one match that was super emotional. Bro, I was tearing up. Like I was tearing up. And then I watched like freaking Schindler's List, which is like one of the darkest movies of like the Holocaust and stuff, man. And like I felt it. Like I felt the movie. I was really, really sad, but I just couldn't cry. And I'm like, dude, what the heck's wrong with my brain,
I
man?
feel like the way you're built or the way you are, like knowledge or like world stuff, like that has real like stuff like that. I feel like you're the type of person to like learn from it. And
Yeah.
I feel like that's why you don't cry because, dude, I watched Finding Nemo, bro. I was crying.
I mean,
dog.
that's a sad movie too.
I know, but when you think about it, bro, like especially me, you know, losing things. No, I'm just kidding.
I was trying to figure out where you're gonna go with that.
It sounded good though.
But you should watch Schindler's List. Like Schindler's List is a movie that everybody should watch because it kind of like shows everyone what happened with the Holocaust and why it shouldn't happen again. And like it should make any normal person cry. It just, for me, it's really hard to release tears. But going back to the whole kidney stones thing, can you tell me what that journey was like? Because I'm always fearful. I'm constantly drinking a bunch of water. Like I do drink like energy drinks. I have one right there, or like soda or alcohol here and there. But like I always try to multiply my water.
Yeah.
Whatever bad thing I drink, I multiply like by 3 or 4 times water for that day.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if that's who you were, or if you for sure were not drinking as much water, or how that looked like.
Well, what I realized from this experience, all of it, is that second shift sucks everywhere. Like that, anywhere you go, second shift sucks.
Yeah.
Because when I went in there, like all the nurses were from first shift, you know what I'm saying? And they were treating me like a king. They're going like, "Oh my God, you're gonna be okay. I promise." Like they brought me blankets.
Oh, you mean second shift at like the hospital?
Yeah,
and stuff?
hospital,
Okay.
anywhere. Shit,
We won't
McDonald's.
name the hospital because we don't want to get you in trouble.
No.
Because the next time you go, they're gonna
be like, "Oh, you did what?
You said this on the
son.
podcast?
Oh, you think you weren't gonna be back?
You ain't getting no morphine today."
I think we got you, dog. I went in there and, you know, they're all like really nice to me. They're like, "We're gonna hook you up to this machine. You're dehydrated and you need more water. You need to drink more water. Your intake is not producing."
Oh, so it was that?
It was water. He says like you're not, and it was true because I stopped drinking water like 3 months ago.
Why?
Not stop drinking water, but I stopped like I was in a phase where it was just like traveling, doing shows. Everything was just hitting all at like those last 3 months have been hectic.
So you found that then, and then you did look back at yourself and were like,
"Yeah, well,
I messed up a little
I really
bit."
was because like I was drinking alcohol and I was at Blake Street at the townhouse or whatever.
Flex.
Yeah,
Blake Street flex.
But I was there, bro, and I was drinking. And I was like, man, this is probably gonna be my last drink in a minute. Now that I'm gotten back to, you know, not like the craziness is just when I slow down a little bit. I was like, I'm probably gonna, I'm feel good. I'm gonna start going back to the gym. I'm gonna finally, my schedule finally like stop being so hectic. And I literally looked at that one beer and said, I'm done drinking for a while. I'm gonna, cut back on it a lot and start drinking more water, get back in the fitness routine and doing that. Fair enough. Later that night, that's when it all went down. Like I felt something and I was like, man, this doesn't feel right. My back was hurting, you know, like I slept on the floor. Like it was just like painful. And the next day I woke up and it was gone. And then around 1 o'clock, it just hit like out of nowhere. And I'm sitting there and I was like, because at first I was telling people, I was like, man, dude, my back was hurting. It's like, oh man, I was like, yeah, kidney stones or something.
Ooh.
And I was like, nah, bro, I'm good. I don't think I get that kind of thing, bro. I'm good. He's like, nah, bro, it sucks. It's like giving birth. And when it happened, I literally, it hurt. And I looked around and I was like, it's happening. No, I'm just kidding.
Take me to the delivery room.
No, we went, like, you know, I couldn't move, bro. Like I was against the wall and I was like, my stomach was hurting, bro. Like I couldn't even like step, bro. I was like stuck. And I was like, my lower back was hurting. I was like, what? Like that's when it scared me because like imagine like your stomach's hurting and then your back starts hurting. You're like, something's going on. Explosions are going on. Like something's happening. Yeah. And I was like, I've never felt that pain before. I've never been through it. So like I was terrified because I was like, all right, it's not just a stomach anymore. My back is like just like feels like someone was just squeezing my spine. Like it hurt, bro. And I was like, I couldn't walk. So when I finally like took deep breaths, I was like, all right, I gotta get out of here. You know, I gotta get within people, you know? So I started walking and I just like, I went straight. I was like, dude, I gotta go to the hospital, bro. And the nurse looked at me and she kind of, this was scary, bro. It gets worse, bro. It gets worse, bro.
I'm really scared, man.
So I'm like in there like hurting, bro. And I have to drive and I drive to the clinic, you know, and I'm sitting there and they do
because you can't call the ambulance, right? Because they freaking charge you probably like $800.
Bro,
Like,
I looked at my bank account before I did anything.
Can't afford.
Can I afford this?
Can't afford the wheelchair because with the wheelchair alone, sometimes it's like $300.
Bro, you don't even know, bro. I'm like, that could have been a new tire. I could have had new tires on my car. Nah, I go to the clinic, bro, and this really gets scarier, bro. I'm sitting there, and I'm just like moping around. I was like, I can't take the pain, I get in there, bro, and literally they take an X-ray. And you know how people always walk in, hey, how you doing?
Mm-hmm.
You look, the whole paper, and they're like, oh, as soon as you got this and that. No, this doctor walks in, he looks at it, he goes like, you need to go to the ER. I was like, you're not gonna.
Oh, you went to the clinic?
Yeah, I went to the clinic first.
Okay. Like urgent care or just a regular clinic?
An urgent care, like whatever was closest. I just pulled something up and I went.
Dang.
And the thing is that the way this doctor, he didn't even walk in and say, hey, hey, what are you feeling? Like, oh, hey, man, you got good cholesterol. And nothing.
Yeah.
He walked in there, sat down, and he just kind of opened his eyes like, hey, man, you need to go to the ER. Damn. And that's when I got scared. Like, that's when he tripped me out because he wasn't like, hey, man, you might have kidney stones. Like, he didn't even tell me that. Like, he didn't tell me none of that.
What were you thinking at the time where you're like, damn, like, I drank a little bit too much?
That wasn't even going through my mind. Through my mind was like, man, like the soccer game's gonna go on Friday. I don't know if I'm gonna make it.
Damn.
Like I wasn't like like I wasn't scared. I was scared just because I didn't know what it was. Yeah. And it just intensified it when his response was like, he didn't walk in there like any of the doctor. Like any of the doctor visit, he didn't walk in there like, hey, like I just said, he just walked in and looked at me straight in the eye and said, you need to go to the ER. Damn. And he didn't even like give me paperwork. He didn't even like. He just said he didn't
even tell you can like call an ambulance for you or anything like that.
Nothing, bro. He just like, I don't deal with this. I was like, what do you do then?
This is beyond my pay rate.
Yeah, I was like, oh, bro, no, dude, you need, like he just like kicked me out. Like you need to go now. Man. And I was like, I'll pull up there, bro. And like I said, the nurses, cool as hell. They were nice, sweet. They were like, oh, hey, we're gonna take care of you. We're gonna make sure you're good. This and that. And I'm in there like, and they see me and they're like, all right, you're going to be all right, bro. You're going to be okay. Here's some blankets. You're going to get cold. So when they hooked me up to this.
This is at the hospital now, right?
This is at the ER, yeah.
Okay.
There's these bags that they hooked me up to. Bro, they said, you're going to get cold. So they brought a bunch of blankets. They didn't just bring blankets, bro. They put in like a little microwave thing and they warmed them up.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so I was in there for like a solid minute, just cold, freezing, bro. I was shaking. I was like, dude, what? Like, they finally told me that you have kidney stones, bro. We're going to try to, you're dehydrated, so we're going to pump you up with stuff and you're going to get cold and this and that. And I'm sitting there, and they're like, do you need anything else? Are you okay? And I was like, yeah, make me feel better? If you buy tickets to my next comedy show.
They're like, bro, you might not even make it to your next comedy show at this rate.
Bro, everyone's laughing. The doctor has me on Instagram, bro. Like, it's funny, bro, because everybody in there was like chatting me up. Everyone's like, oh, you're a comedian? And I was like, yeah. Yeah. And it's cool, bro. And then they leave. Yeah. And then second shift shows up. And my girl shows up, and she's like, "Oh my God, babe, I'm so scared, and this and that. Like I love you, and this and that." I'm like, "I love you too, babe," and this and that. And I finally know what's going on. The doctor had told me that you're gonna be okay. We're gonna flush these out and whatever. And he tells me everything's gonna be all right. So like my panic went away. My girl shows up, and I'm still playing the card. I'm like, I'm so cold. Like, you remember that trip with the boys? I'm gonna go to Vegas. I'm probably gonna have to go. It's like, oh my God, babe, you can do whatever you want. I don't care. Just be okay. I'm like, oh, thanks, babe. And the second nurses walk in, and they're like sticking me in. And I was like, oh God. I was like, where's Ashley, bro? You're mean, bro. He's like, you're gonna be okay, bro. We're gonna hook you up. And I was like, man, second shift sucks. And the next day, my girl's there, and she's all like, oh my God, babe, like I'm glad you're doing better, and this and that. And this where all went to hell. The nurses came in and was like, Frisco, we found you on Instagram. And my girl's smile just went away. She's like, oh, they found you on Instagram? And I was like,
fix me though.
Yeah, I was like, there goes my Vegas trip, and it got worse. So like, he's the comedian I was telling you about. I was like, shut up. Hey, just hit the switch. Unplug me.
Oh, at that point.
Nah, it was good though, bro. It
was not good.
It was not good till it was. Yeah, it was good. It was bad. I was like, yeah, I just gotta get out of here. It's like, you're fine.
But how long did you take to recover? Because I know, weren't you like still like in pain after a few days afterwards?
Yeah, I mean, after they soaked me up, it just like I felt like an adrenaline rush. And I was like, oh, I felt awake. I felt like back into the motion of things. And I was out for like three days.
Did you pass them?
I feel good. I think I passed the one already.
Oh, okay. So you can't tell?
I mean, they say you can tell, but I feel fine. Like I went to the
Okay.
gym.
I feel like there's new like medicine and stuff
Yeah,
that
well,
breaks
that's what
that
they
breaks
said.
it
They said
down.
stuff
No,
that was gonna break it down.
okay.
And I feel like,
Because I feel like back in the day they didn't break it down
nah,
like that.
bro, they out there like
My
punching
dad
your
had
ass. You're
my
like,
dad
dude, you
had
need to
kidney
pit-
stones
yeah.
and it was bad.
It's scary.
Like it was
bro.
super super bad. Like and passing it is super bad. And I remember there was this one kid when I used to work at Walmart. This little white kid, Justin. Shout out Justin. And he was working while he had kidney stones. He was stalking the
Yeah.
aisle while he was holding the side of his like body, man. I'm
Yeah.
like, dude, just go to the freaking ER.
Nah,
But like
bro.
it's expensive, man.
Yeah, bro.
It's
like
expensive to go to the ER.
Nah, like
Especially if you don't got insurance, you know? Like
Yeah,
it's,
no, I didn't. I never thought I'd be happy to have insurance.
I bet, man.
It is. Oh, when I was laid up on the bed, bro, I'm sitting there, bro, and literally the craziest thing happened because like all these insurance companies started calling me, you know, like, hey man, do you have insurance? Do you have this? And I'm like, yeah, I'm already covered, and you know, just like regular, like when something happens to you, you got people calling you and like trying to get business, you know.
Yeah.
And the craziest thing happened, I got a call from the Mr. Beast producers.
Okay.
And I'm sitting there and it's like, hey, man, you know, how you doing? Is this Mr. Valencia? And I was like, yeah, man, what's up? You know, and like, hey, man, we're interested in you having you on the show and bringing you out and flying you out here and competing and, you know, getting some money. And I was like, yeah, man, I'm down. Like, do you know how to swim? And I was like, yeah. I was like, you know, ask me all the questions. I was like, yeah, man, well, my sister's going to be reaching out to you. Her name is blah, blah, blah. And, you know, we're excited to have you and fill out the paperwork and hopefully we'll see you soon.
Okay.
And I'm sitting there and I'm all like, am I still high?
Still got morphine inside your
Me
body.
and my girls looking at each other like, what was that? I was like, I think it was Mr. Beast.
Well, that's cool. So is
Yeah.
that like how does that happen?
Well, I subscribed to their channel on YouTube, you know, like when I was down, it was crazy because I was down, like I was just going through, just looking for something to watch, you know, while I traveled or whatever. And I subscribed to the channel because I like, you know, I like entertainment like that. So next thing you know, he's like that he's having like this giant, you know, game show.
Yeah, I see some of those.
Would you like to enroll? And I was like, yeah, why not? I'm already here. And I clicked on it. Fair enough. Two weeks later,
Oh dang.
bam.
Oh wow.
And I'm sitting there and I'm all like, what just happened? And I'm still thinking, I was like, maybe it's fake, you know, whatever,
Yeah.
whatnot. And it's starting to get real because they're starting to send me like, hey man, we need you to sign this. I need you to sign that. And you know, here's a list of people that are gonna be reaching out to you. If it's not them, don't respond and this and that.
So you don't even know what you're gonna compete in yet,
No.
bruh.
Well, you know how it shows. Right? You ever watch a show?
Yeah.
It's like you don't know till you get there. And it's like,
that'd be fun though. If it actually goes down, that'd be pretty cool.
oh, I know. I'm like
And
thinking
look,
about it.
exposure wise, you just
Oh
gotta
my
like
God.
make a fool out of yourself in that show.
Not a fool. The guy said that. The guy said, like, if you're out there acting a fool, you ain't gonna be it. Like, just be yourself. Like how you, because he interviewed me.
Oh really?
He
Already?
interviewed
Damn,
me, and he's
that's
like,
fast.
man, you got good energy, and like I feel like, you know, like you're like I kind of want to meet you in person. Now you look like a fun guy to hang out with. And I was like, yeah, man, like I'm positive in life and looking for good energy people, and you know, like
He's gotta drink a lot of water right now.
drink a lot of water right now. I won't be fun until later on in the night.
Oh,
And that's how I feel old, bro.
Yeah.
Like I'm like we're going out tonight, and it's like, yeah, let me just take my pills.
bro. Let me tell you something. Me, just because like I told you, I have this health anxiety and stuff, and I think it started when I started turning 30. I was just thinking so much about my health and stuff, and the doctors say I'm good. I don't have no issues or nothing. But I take a multivitamin in the morning every day. I take a fiber pill every day, and now I'm like walking. Like I'm trying to get like a certain steps every day, trying to hit at least 5,000-6,000 steps. Even though 10,000 is the max,
Yeah.
not the max, but the amount that
The
they like
goal.
want you to.
Yeah.
That they say that it's really good for you, and I've just been thinking a lot about my health, and I drink a lot of water. And every time, like even when I'm about to go out and hang out with like the boys and like get some drinks and stuff, before I even go, the full day is just water drinking.
Water drinking.
I'm just constantly drinking water.
Drink water, people.
I know.
Drink
I mean,
water.
now
Aquafina, Fiji, holla at me. I could be a sports. I could be like, yo, drink water.
learn from Frisco's.
Learn from my mistakes.
But 3 months, dude.
yeah, man. It
So
wasn't.
what did your water intake look like at all? Like,
I
during
would
those
try
days?
I would try to do the gallon a day thing. Like I would drink a lot of water, like just water, and I don't, you know, when I started going places, it seems like every time they brought out food, it was like champagne or yeah. For real, bro, it was crazy. Like I was even crazy.
Everywhere I went, they just brought out champagne.
Well, it's not even
and-
complimentary stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like one time, the champagne was the lit one because they're like, "This is on the house." I was
Okay.
like, "Oh, bro." I was like, I don't ask questions. I freaked out till afterwards. Like I was like, "Oh, thank you, I appreciate that." It happens everywhere.
And that's why I asked you like a month and a half ago whenever we hung out. I was like, hey, like, So what does like your alcohol intake whenever because you're constantly doing shows every week. Like
Yeah.
you do multiple shows. I see you on Instagram. You're multiply like or you're doing like 3 or 4 shows sometimes a week, and I think to myself like, man, I'm an extrovert, so like when I go out and stuff and I'm around like a cool atmosphere, I like to drink.
Yeah, facts.
You know,
Well,
I don't get drunk or anything, but I like to drink. So I'm like, how do you manage yourself to like stop yourself from?
Well, the way I do it now, or the way I started, like, cause dude, I would do shows and people would start buying me shots, and buy me drinks, or like the after party, or wherever we'd go, like, you know, like they'd be hooking me up with drinks and stuff like that. So it was like the alcohol came, like everything started coming easy. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't. I don't know. I'm not that I no longer had a way, but it was like, oh, he's here. You know, like, hey, what's up? How's the show? And this and that, and you know, like just stuff like that. And every time I do a show, it would consist of people buying me drinks, or you know, like I said, meeting with people and like, oh, let me get you a beer. You know, what do you want? You know, it was easy. It was like that, you know. And it seemed to me that it was just gotten to the point where I started noticing it. I was like, man, I need to slow down. Or like one time I had a show Friday or Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and it was just trying to recover from the night before, like, you know, drink a beer to level it out. Yeah, like
that's when it starts getting bad, bro.
Yeah, that's when it started getting bad.
Yeah,
Well, that's when I, like, and then fair enough. Like a week later, I'm in there like feeling sluggish, and I'm like, man, I can't. You know, when I feel sluggish, I don't feel I perform well. I feel like I, you know, lack or laziness, you know, because I got to write. So I got to write. And when I'm like sluggish, I'm like, I can wait till later. It can do later. And I was like, I need to get back on my game, you know, and this and that. And, you know, just going out, you know, and I noticed I started dropping waters because I used to have a tank or like the little gallon thing. And it started telling me how much I need to drink, or like, hey, keep it up, whatever. Yeah. And it'd go from like little bit at the end of the day to like almost half. And then rush into the spot, rush into wherever we got to go, or like just getting there and then trying to wake up, energy drinks, and just it's just stuff like that. It was just everything was happening so quickly that I was like, yeah, all right, I need to pause, or I need to find a way to balance it out. So I started telling the bartenders like, hey, when people buy me shots, make sure it's water. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to, you know, because last time I was like, man, like last time I got hammered on stage because people kept bringing me shots on stage. I was in Oklahoma when I did this show, bro. Damn. And people started buying me shots, bro. I just remember waking up and I'm like, where am I? Damn.
Did they laugh though?
My girl was like, you had a good show, but do you know what you said? And I was like, no. I was like, where the party at? And I was like, we're not going nowhere.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was like, oh, man. So I tell the bartenders, I was like, hey, man, when people buy me shots, you know, fill it up with water or give me the cheapest one you got that, you know, that way I'll pay for it. Doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? I just didn't. I'm getting to the point where it's like shows are getting wild. Shows are starting to get like picking up volume and stuff like that. So it's just one of those things that I'm trying to control for my health and just you know.
Moral of the story: drink some water. Kids.
Drink water.
Drink
a lot of water. Drink a lot of water.
If you're gonna drink one alcoholic beverage, drink 2 glasses of water.
Yeah, the easiest way that I see it is like buy the tank and just buy a little cup, bro, and just put
I have a Stanley
and just.
I have a Stanley that my wife bought me for my birthday that I fill it up and I carry it everywhere, and I drink about like 4 or 5 of those a day. But also be careful with drinking too much water, because if you drink water like too much water in like an hour time frame, you can you can die because there'll be too much water in your system. So you gotta find that balance.
Can't do nothing. You gotta find be healthy, but don't be too healthy.
No, there's been cases of people that drank like 3 or 4 bottles of water within an hour and they died because I forgot what the correct term is to describe people dying of like water overdose, pretty much. So just be careful. Right. But into other good news, I don't think we ever talked about this on the podcast. You got an award. It was Northwest Arkansas's best for events and entertainment. The Frisco Kid won that award. So how do you feel about that? What was the experience like? And I know there was an event that you all attended with your crew. Tell us about that.
Yeah, man, it was wild, man. It was just when they called me to receive the award, you know, it was just like I said, people always calling for insurance and stuff like that. And when they called me, it was just, they were like, hey, Mr. Valencia. And I was like, I'm not interested. They're like, oh, no, sir, this is NWA. I was like, oh, my bad.
Is it an insurance company?
Yeah, it's an insurance company or whatever. It was like, no, we want to let you know you've been nominated, and, you know, we're going to send you the link where people can vote and keep voting. And I was like, oh, sweet, you know. So I sent it out to all my friends, you know. hey, vote for me if you can. And I wasn't expecting to win. Like I wasn't expecting to win, and
because a lot of people like obsess over those awards. Like there's people that will call their family members, and they'll also get a bunch of votes. So it's kind of hard to win it because everybody wants to win it, right?
oh yeah, for sure. Like when they told me that, hey man, you won, and I was like, oh sweet. I didn't think I won like the gold. I didn't think I won the W. I thought I was like, I probably came up with third. Just like I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there, and I like, hey man, here's some tickets for you and your friends. And I was like, all right. So I invited my crew. Went out there, and we're sitting eating, and then the award person goes up there and starts naming, here are the winners and blah blah and this and that. And I'm sitting there and I'm eating, and they're like entertainment and events, and I was like, and some lady's like, are you the Frisco Kid? And I was like, yeah. I was like, you won. And I was like, what? And I was like, oh, and we all got up and celebrated, and it was just it was a big moment, like not a big moment, it was a big moment for me, but it was more of like there's more, there's more, like my expectations need to be set higher. I need to do more. I felt like, all right, I won this award and people voted. So I feel like now it's like, this is not a joke anymore, or this is not where I was. It was just work, do it till something happens, and then this happened, and now I'm in the mode where I'm like, all right, now there's a gas tank in here. Now we got gas. Now we're able to push it and see how far we can take it.
There's also pressure now because now if you're considered the best, if someone comes to your show and they're like,
this guy sucks.
this guy's the best.
This guy
so
sucks.
It's like now you gotta show all out, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I'm comfortable up there. You know what I'm saying? Like when I get on stage, it just comes naturally, and it just kind of like I gotta do more writing now. I have to write. And the show we did at DeSoto Beach, that was cool because it just rolled off. Everything just come off. Everything.
And I've been seeing different people because I've gone to several of your shows, and I've been seeing different people pull up, people that I know. So I'm like, cool. There's a different. You're reaching out because of you, because of your crew. Y'all are able to reach out to even more people.
Yeah,
and it's cool to see.
Yeah, and it's as well because every time we have a show and it's packed out like that, it's not the same people. It's always different people. It's always like it's not the same people coming back, and which people do want to come back, but they're sold out. It's pretty cool. Like
it's a good problem to have, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's right now we're just we're pushing it, and we were planning to go to LA in August. And they were planning to go to LA in August and do shows out there, but now with the whole Mr. Beast thing happening, is like now it's like trying to see.
You gotta be on hold to see what.
Well, not even on hold. I just want to see like if it's what's gonna happen. Like I mean. It says I might be leaving the country. Your passport better be ready. And I was like,
oh, it says that.
Yeah.
Oh, then did you get your passport already?
Oh, I had. Yeah.
Oh, you had it already?
Okay. Come on, bro. International.
You've been ready for it.
Yeah. No, or like no, like what's that's they asked you like, you got a passport? You might be leaving the country. And I was like, man,
they're about to send you Antarctica, man.
I know. I know. I'm like, this sucks. This sucks. Well, not like you watch the show and it's always like they're doing
the most random things, like building houses in Africa, building towns.
Like, man, it sounds like work, bro. We're working. Well, no, it's just like random stuff that they do, And this is supposed to be the biggest game show that he's gonna do.
As long as he doesn't say anything like, we're building the biggest border in the middle of Mexico.
We're gonna build
a
wall. And I was like, bet.
Damn.
Hey,
canceled.
Leave room for the tunnels.
For real though, man. Yeah, Mr. Beast is wild, and he's now like the again, because he was already, but then there was a like media company from India, I believe, that went over him, but now he's over them again. That's crazy. How much does he have? Like 160 something,
200 and something, or I think he reached a 3.
Oh, really?
3 million or 3 billion or whatever he has.
That is crazy.
Yeah, like I was looking at it and it's like, did it again. It sucks winning. And I was like, yeah, I bet.
And I think his like first viral video, like big viral video, was when he went like on for 18 hours live on camera saying Logan Paul repeatedly, like Logan Paul. And then Logan Paul saw it and reacted to it, and he kind of blew up more from that.
God, well, no,
the dedication to that.
He be doing crazy stuff like
crazy.
That. Like he got buried for like 7 days or 5 days or something.
Yeah,
like that,
I saw that video.
And then he did another one where he's in when he was in that one room, like no, it was like, what was it? Anyways, the room is all white.
Oh.
Doesn't know what hour it is, doesn't know what time of day
like,
it is.
I know what you're talking about. Like, is it the one that doesn't make any sound that you just
Yeah.
you can kind of go crazy in?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
He
saw
was
that.
there for like 5 days, I think, or like
Oh my
6
God.
days. And like the thing that got me was like, I didn't think about how much the light affects your sleep.
Yeah.
'Cause
I can't sleep when it's too bright.
Yeah, that's
I
what
have to
I'm saying.
close the
Like
windows and stuff.
if I'm just sitting there and there's like a light outside, and it's like barely coming through, or like even my microwave, like I gotta put a little towel over it because the clock's like bright.
Mm-hmm.
So I gotta put a towel over it because it'll bug me the whole night. I'm like, oh, I can't sleep because I know what time it is.
Even if you close your eyes and it's like really bright, you can still think about like how bright it is outside and not be able to sleep.
Yeah, and I imagine like trying to sleep in there and like,
Oof.
yeah, he's in there going crazy, and they have a doctor in there. It's like, oh, there's a part where he starts
Hallucinating.
hallucinating,
Damn.
and starts going crazy, and he starts like
That's wild.
grabs this food place, just starts banging it, just pop 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 pop.
Oh my God.
It's like, yeah, he's getting this aggression now because he's starting to lose it. And I was
Oh
like,
shoot. I need to check out that video.
starting to lose it. I was like, bro, you better get in there and like stop in from losing it. You know what I mean? Like stop
Yeah, because
now.
people can have like permanent damage to their brain with those kind of situations.
Yeah, like I saw a show the other day and it was like wild because they did a what would you do kind of thing, you know?
Mhm.
And it was just how save one life or save 5.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
it was like there's a train track and they put the one guy over here and the crew over here.
Yeah.
And this lady, she goes in there for training.
Mm-hmm.
And she has to pull the lever. It's like, oh, this is how you pull the lever when a train comes. This turns green.
Mhm.
Just pull the lever, and it'll switch over to this side. And it has like multiple people doing it, and these people were freaking out. But they stopped. Like the train was going, they see it and they started just panicking, just looking at started going crazy. And they're like trying to like decide
wow.
which one, because the guy leaves. He's like, oh, I gotta go take this call real quick. If it's green, just. And I was like, man, and the ladies just start, people start panicking and people were crying, and the doctor, like before they even go, it says it's fake, it's not real.
Oh, okay.
And then they bring in the doctor and like, hey man, it's not real. You have a all-week free consultation, in case
Oh
you're,
man.
yeah, like, and I was like, man,
Lawsuit.
oh yeah, well it was just wild, bro, and it was watching people react to that, and I was like, man, like, mental thing is crazy, bro. Like,
Yeah.
we need doctors. So if
Yeah.
you're a doctor, we need you.
That's why mental health is important. We talk about that all the time on the
Yes,
podcast.
facts.
So what are some of the goals that you have for yourself, for like your career, for comedy? What do you want to do in these next few years?
Man, I don't know, man. Sky's the limit right now for me, man. I just break more barriers, break more connections, more. I don't know, just put NWA on the map. Like make this place known. Like I don't know, man. I love this place, and I want it to bloom. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't know. I always thought that I loved art NWA, and I always thought that that to me it's home, where it was all talk. You know what I'm saying? But when that tornado hit, bro, like it bummed me out. Like it really bummed me out, and I was like, it was sad for me, and I was like, man, like this sucks, and I didn't think I would ever feel like that. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I talk about NWA a lot when I do shows. I wear the Razorback jersey. I wear when I go out of state, I wear merch that says pigs or you know what I'm saying. I try to rep and try to see where we're at. But I didn't. I knew I loved it, but I didn't think like I cared for it like that until I saw Devastation. And it was like, man, like we got to do a show. We got to donate, and we got to do something, And
So what's that gonna look like?
we're gonna put on a fundraiser. We're already looking at a venue and start set something up, and anything just helps. Whether it's food or it all depends on the people, and it all depends on just people trying to help each other, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
I agree.
When people look at outside help, it's always contracts and stuff like that. But when you get someone easy access to food, or just come get it if you need it, type of thing, and that's, I don't know. I don't know. It was just devastating, bro. And it kind of like it opened up my eyes. Kind of like, man, we need to help, bro. Like we need to. Well, it's what it's about. It's helping people, bro. It's helping people build, helping people better themselves and what they want to do better. You're more encouraged to be on their team, And if they got goals and they want to, you surround yourself with people that want to help people and want to go somewhere. It's just easier, and it just, I don't know, I guess part of being a human.
There's still people that like that need help. There's still people that have food. There's people who have still trees on their like cars or like on their house, or have damage in their house, and they're having to live in Airbnbs. I know several of them that. So it's good that y'all are trying to help them out, because
like
they need as much help as they can get.
Yeah, for sure, man. It was just like I said, like just driving through there and seeing like, not take it for granted or nothing, but when you drive by and you see like I love Popeyes, bro. So when I saw it got taken out.
No, I saw that Popeyes, man. I saw that. There's people that were like, that used to be the Popeyes back in the day, where everybody would go and hang out and stuff, and There was even like I saw a TikTok the other day of it, and like it was super viral of just like someone being super upset about the Popeyes being destroyed.
Swipe right, and there's another video of me.
Oh, you crying?
I'm
You
like,
crying?
no, this is by my house.
Yeah. But like, yeah, man, that seeing the damage. There was some restaurants that were like super damaged, like Susie Q's over there, and then there was several other damaged properties, and I think it's just sad whenever people are already trying to barely making ends meet and stuff, and then something like this happens out of control, out of their control, and then now they have to deal with it, and it's not one of those things where like it stops like making an impact on their life after the attention goes away. Like, no, people are now still living in Airbnbs and still living in other places in their family members' houses and stuff because their house is not livable at the moment. Yeah. So I'm glad that y'all are thinking about them and just anybody listening.
No, not even thinking. We're doing it.
Hey,
like we're doing it.
Moving forward and acting on it. And where can people find you on social media, Frisco?
On Instagram, it'll be the Frisco Kid Live. Because I don't have trademarks to the Frisco Kid yet. Not yet.
And you're on TikTok.
But I do like the Frisco Kid Live though.
No, I like it too.
I think the Frisco Kid Live sounds pretty dope.
I dig that. What about TikTok?
TikTok, the Frisco_boss hog.
Okie dokie.
Same on Snapchat, and then my Facebook, Francisco Frisco Valencia.
Okay. And any upcoming shows?
Yes.
In the next 2 weeks. Probably give me like a week in advance because of this will come out like in a few days.
Okay.
So if you have any.
We're gonna be at Queens in Fayetteville at the restaurant. We're gonna be there on the 28th, and then after that in July we have July 1st at the Theater Square here in Fayetteville.
Okay.
And we're gonna have 4 shows there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, 4 shows.
It's like 5 minutes away from here.
Yeah, it's like
walking distance.
Yeah, walking distance. We're gonna be giving away tickets. We're gonna be giving away stuff at the theater show. So if y'all want to come and win some prizes and win stuff like that. Then my birthday show is gonna come up. Doing a show for my birthday, July 12th. It's gonna be in Pea Ridge. I'm also gonna be giving away prizes and just give it back to my people that support me and stuff like that. So if anybody wants to come out and win some stuff and celebrate with me, y'all invited to come. We'll set a capacity limit, and
bring some water,
drink lots of water,
buy some water shots for
water shots for me,
Frisco,
baby.
No alcohol.
Water shots for me.
Yeah.
And like I said, for my birthday, I'm gonna be giving away prizes and stuff like that. So I want people to show up and just I won Entertainment of the Year, and it wouldn't be possible without everyone, that voted for me. So, like, obviously, I want to give back and I want to be grateful because right now it's still, like, we're still, the root, finally something came out, the plant's now growing. Like, now it's, it was a root at first, and now we're on the top of ground. So now it's time to move. It's time to make moves. And, I wouldn't pop that was it for everybody. So if everyone's available, July 12th, Friday night, Pea Ridge. We're going to be giving away stuff, or I'm going to be giving away stuff, so it's going to be fun. So if you guys want to pull up.
Sounds good. But first of all, thank you for being our first guest on this type of show that we're doing, on this little mini episode that we're doing, and also to our host, KUAF. Thank you for always hosting us and providing this cool background for us. This will be changing within the next few weeks. Like, we're just trying things out right now, trying this cool background. It'll start getting a little bit more professional. You start seeing a little bit better lighting on our end.
I had to wear glasses.
And hopefully we need some like advertisements. So if there's a business, a local business that wants to advertise on the show and start paying us for ads so that we can like promote y'all's things, please do. Y'all will help us out, buy equipment and all these other cool things. So please think about that if you are a business or, realtors. We have a lot of realtor followers. If you don't want to sponsor, hit us up. But for everybody checking this out, this was a mini episode of the District 3 podcast. My name is Edwin. This is Frisco the Kid. And we'll catch you all next week.
The Frisco Kid. Jeez, oh my God. I don't got kids. This guy knew it.
I did that on purpose.
I know you did.